stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Well, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at and turn it back around. You can't stop me. No. You can't stop me. All the blood, sweat, and sacrifice.
Hi, can you hear me? That's the big question. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, Bren, can you hear me? Before I keep asking that question, I want to make sure I can be heard. Hi, Roxanne. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. Because I'm on I've got my computer on and I've got my cell phone on, and it's just I'm multi-teching at the moment. It's a little chaotic. So I wanted to make sure that in my multi-teching tasking, I did things correctly. Oh, don't even say what. I can hear you laugh. I can hear you, Brenda. You're like, what? You're hilarious, by the way. Oh my God. Everyone's falling. Everyone's dying. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Hell's bells, man. Chaos. I'm still blaming the full moon. I mean, I don't blame any planets, really. But I know, listen, Courtney. Shh. It's okay. Okay, before I get into readings and stuff like that, make sure you're hitting the like and follow button. If you're not following my page, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Follow my page, go to my website, check out my shop, book a reading with me, stuff like that. I've got a whole bunch of cool stuff in my shop. I've got spiders, spider pendants. I've got crystal bracelets. I've got crystals. You can book a private reading with me if you want, which I highly recommend you do because it's really fun and I think worth the money, in my opinion. And you get a lot of information in readings, and it's fun and it's healing, and we cry together and we laugh together, and it's good stuff. So yes, like and follow all my pages. I'm on every single flipping social media thing there is, and now I'm on Lemonade, since TikTok's doing its thing. You're crying, Courtney. Oh God. The spiders are adorable. Yes, they freaking are. Yeah, they are. And if you haven't seen, even if you have no intention of purchasing one, I highly recommend that you go into the Adopt an Arachnid section of my shop and read up on them, because the stories behind each spooter, I think are adorable, in my opinion. I think they're adorable, and they're a good giggle, I think. You know, I think they're fun. So, anyway, my name is Natalie. I'm a psychic medium, or at least that's what a bunch of people keep telling me. I am the owner and operator of the Pendulums Path, and welcome to the show. All right, so the way that this works is I do not do health readings. I do not do pregnancy readings. I do not do legal readings for what I would assume to be very obvious reasons, all right? If something does happen to come out of my mouth that kind of sort of feels health-related, it's usually because Spirit is nagging on me to make note of it. But if you're asking me to diagnose things, or if you're going to survive certain treatments, I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a doctor and I don't know your personal health history, okay? So, on that note, I will try to read as many people as I possibly can within reason. If I don't feel drawn to you, please don't take offense to it. There may be something that comes out in somebody else's reading that kind of really hits the nail on your old noggin and makes sense for you. And if it does, take it, meditate on it, absorb it, take it for what it is. It may actually be for you as well. Sometimes more than one person needs to hear the same message. Got it? Cool. So if you want a reading tonight, make sure you put down your birth date because I need to know that you are in fact over the age of 18. And let me know what your question is. Don't just say like what, like just general, because like just if you want to know what's going on, don't be afraid to ask. Okay. All right. So let me know kind of what area you'd like me to focus on tonight. And we'll see what kind of goes on there, okay? So, see, that's so nice. See the please and all of that stuff. It's perfect. I love that. All right. And let me know if you have a preference for tarot or oracle, or if you just want a blended reading or just whatever, just let me know. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a deep question. There's a grandma figure around you. And I don't know why I feel like peaches are important to this person. I don't know why, but I see peaches, or I feel why I want to say peaches with this person. Will Erica ever find her person? Someone who's not going to judge her for what others may deem to be a little nuts, because she and I are very, very similar. We work very similarly. And it is hard to find somebody who's going to accept us for exactly who we are and what we do, because, it's a lot sometimes. Let's see. I haven't gasped yet. I haven't done the whole thing that I normally do. Let me pull from tarot because I just want to kind of layer this a little bit because I like blending readings, especially for you. Oh, I love that. Like the first thing, I love it when tarot and my oracle decks kind of just say the exact same thing at the exact same time. I just saw that question. I'm going to get to that later. Okay. So very first of all, we've got this card of the pack, and it says courage, right? And then the first card that comes out with tarot is the card of strength, which basically means have courage, all right? You are going to have to put yourself out there, girlfriend. I know that's super scary and stuff like that. And you've been, I don't want to say that you've been in this negative thought pattern for a while with this Eight of Swords here. Or thinking negatively about your love life situation. Okay. You've spent so much time being the home caretaker, being the nurturer, being the mom. And now I want you to take a little bit of time to focus on hope, to focus on a sense of renewal, to focus on a feeling of this is a fresh start, new me, new beginning. Here's the death card. So that's putting old you kind of to rest and starting out with that new fresh you. And you need to listen to your intuition, because yourself is telling you no, it's not going to happen. But I think your intuition has literally been leading you towards this person already. And I feel like that you're ready for this upheaval. Not like a tower moment, but you are ready for a really big shift. You're ready for an escape from the life that you are living now. With the Eight of Cups, you're ready to kind of put all of those like feelings of negativity, abuse, narcissism, blah 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 behind you, and then you will end up with the Ten of Cups. You will end up with somebody who is aligned with you, lives in harmony with you, it understands divinity. I want to say the words understands divinity as well. And they're going to be like really calm, really collected. Like they're going to, I feel like that they've already gone through therapy themselves and they have a really good understanding of like their own shortcomings. Like they're very self-aware. Okay, so you will, but you've got to put yourself out there, girl. Okay, hope that makes sense for you. Let me know if it does. Melissa Daly. Is this the house I'm buying? Please and thank you. Is this the house? She knows she wants it. Have you been in a bidding war with somebody? I would say apps, but I want to say stick to Facebook dating or something like that. Like stick to what you're comfortable with app-wise, Erica. Stick to what you're comfortable with. Be upfront and honest as well. Don't sugarcoat. No bombs, no bombs, no bomb dropping. You're going to find one. I believe you are on your journey to your home. You're reaping what you've sown. This is the time of harvest. So everything that you have invested or put into the earth is now starting to, despite how cold it is outside, you're on your way to finding a home. We've got this oak tree here. Oak is, I mean, it's full of longevity. It's got deep, deep roots. It's the ancient wood as well. So you're going to be laying down roots as well. I feel like you kind of did you make a promise to yourself that you would buy a house this year or something like that? Like this was the year, or did you make like almost like a demand to yourself, saying like, I have to, I need to, I want to, something? You need to. You got a father figure around you as well. Yeah, you got a father figure around you. And Melissa's like, yes. Yeah. You've put everything into your cauldron, whether you burned manifestations at New Year's or you wrote things down, you journaled things out, whatever you wrote down, your manifestations, and then you know, whatever transformation energy you put into that is taking place. And you did so with quite a bit of authority as well. Look, Seven of Pentacles, like your investment, your hard work is going to pay off. Page of Cups says that you're going to get a really good surprise. Nine of Pentacles, you're going to be experiencing luxury, independence, abundance, success. I mean, I'm saying yes here. Girlfriends, I'm saying yes here. Hi, friend. Hi. Okay, let's discuss that, shall we? What do I think about the Spanish Inquisition? Really? Really? Somebody has a double-sided axe. Whoever you associate with holding a double-sided axe, that it's like that. Yes. That was weird doing that with both fingers at the same time, but that's what it looks like. And then there's leather weaving around the handle as well. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna go with like Norse. Elder. Hannah, I love you so much. I just saw your message. I love you so much. Any hoozles. We've got the Hanged Man, Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and 10 of Pentacles. All right. Hanged Man, you've got some sacrifices to make and soon, and you already know that. You're stuck in indecision, though, and the indecision is based on financial insecurity, worry, feeling, I don't know, isolated a bit. Like you're worried that it's not that if you sacrifice your job, money's not going to be there. However, Seven of Swords, there's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? And I'm not telling you to go skin your cats, all right? Because we love them so much, all right? There's other ways of getting income, all right? And the Ten of Pentacles says you're going to get it, all right? You're going to get your money no matter what. Ace of Wands says stop questioning it. You have to start applying and putting yourself out there. Somebody's going to be generous and give you a chance, is what I see here. Ace of Cups. You've got a lot of emotional turmoil that weighs you down where you are. And once you let that go, you'll truly be able to like be yourself again a little bit. This is like an opportunity for you to like have a new relationship with work, maybe. All right. Hope that makes sense for you. And you know what I think about that. You're very welcome. And if you haven't shared this out, please share this out. Tag your friends, tag your family, and stuff like that. There's a male figure that hangs around you. I feel like somebody put you up to that in some way. You've got military ties with this gentleman. Let me know if any of that's kind of clicking in for you. He says he's handsome. Like, he says he's handsome. That's not me saying that. Not that I wouldn't say that, but he's saying that. Like, real close ties. Real close. Real close. Kinda. Okay. They feel like a bit mischievous, like a little bit playful, like they're being ornery a little bit. They kind of like rubbing their hands together like this, like they're preparing to like do something, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I don't know if you're hesitant to hear or if you're just hesitant to believe, or like there's just hesitation. There's hesitation there. You know exactly who it is. Okay. I'm glad. It's very mischievous. He's got like this little twinkle in his eye. He's got very like naughty eyes. Hang on here. Oh, that's funny. You're probably sitting there looking at that going, hang on a second. Who knows, you may be channeling somebody else as well. Oh my goodness me, 21-year-old nephew. Oh my gosh, so yeah, that would be like a younger, very mischievous energy. He's ornery. I called him my wild man. Yeah, he's like always up to something kind of energy, which is like while like that twinkle in the eye, that like rubbing the hands together kind of thing. Like that is definitely like ornery energy completely. He shows me a big flash, which is my sign for like unexpected passing. He's not making me feel any like prolonged issue. Like he's not giving me any big pain other than like maybe like a little bit of an ache at the back of the head, but that may also be that I'm connecting with somebody else that I also know is having a lot of neck pain. So the hand rubbing he did all the time, seriously. Well, wouldn't you know it? It's like he's making me do it. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it was like he's like immediately he's like, just do this, just do this, just do this. I was like, okay, got it. Like he's always up to something. Also, he has rough hands too. I gotta say that, like he's got rough hands. Shit. Well, that's information. It was quick. Not that that takes away anything, or makes it any easier. Okay, and I do understand that, like no matter what messages do come through for loved ones, it doesn't take away grief. It doesn't take away pain. It doesn't take away that feeling of that memory of that loss. You know what I mean? Um, if it makes it easier to know that they're okay, to know that their energy is still around, that they're still able to communicate, then freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Then that's awesome. If that brings any of us any sense of peace at all, to know that our loved ones are on the other side, um, then I hope that I'm doing a good job. Yeah, I was lying, man. I'm like, it feels like construction, but it's not quite construction. It's something else, and I couldn't quite get a visualization on what it was. Maybe it's because I haven't seen what that looks like in real life, so I don't really know what what download they're going to give me. It's kind of like, for everybody who's new here and hasn't heard me kind of describe what it's like for me, it's kind of like I'm playing Pictionary, the telephone game, and charades all at the same time with someone that I can't actually like physically see, and I'm trying to make sense of what they're showing me in metaphoric form, and then try to relate to you in a way that I think you would understand, as somebody that I've never met before, because we've never met. Um, but yeah, it's like I just hope that whatever uh games, whatever mime act that I'm being shown, or whatever flashcards or weird photographs and snippets of photographs that I'm being seen, um I hope that whatever I describe makes sense. Also, there's like a pond or a lake. I can't see how big it is. It also looks a little bit marshy, like it's like overgrown as well. But he's kind of hanging out in that kind of an area. He's found some peace there as well. And he also has, I don't know if there's like three dogs in the family that like he's kind of like taken on the other side, and he's watching over as well, but he's got dogs around him as well. So I just want to make a note of that he's got a lot of animal energy around him. Um, I don't know, was he like a little bit of like, oh my god, the dogs, yes. Yay. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. He's got the puppers. Okay. So they're well taken care of. They're well walked. You know, they're good. They've got somebody who's watching over them, and he's got the energy to play with them. That's for sure. Okay. So just know that he's okay. Know that the dogs are okay. Know that they're together, and he's bouncing around the family and stuff like that. He never really stays in one place for very long, and I feel like that's just kind of who he was as an individual anyway. Um, like he couldn't sit still. He still can't. Oh, sweetheart, I wish I could give you a big hug. I wish I could give you like the biggest hug. You can always go back and rewatch it, Lisa, at the replay if you want to. All right. You can always watch the replays. This will be posted on my YouTube. It'll be kept up on my Facebook. So, like, you can always go back and you can save this. You can share it to your own self if you want to. Post it on your own page if you want to, and put like, my nephew came through tonight. Tag me in and stuff like that. Help get the word out. Don't keep it a secret. And if you want to book like a deeper reading with me, if you want to get like more connected, if you want to see who else comes through or whatever, go to my website, www.thependulumspath.com. And then go to services, scroll down and book a session. Okay. And it's awesome. I'm really glad that he was able to come through for you guys. I'm really glad. It's always nice when spirit comes through to give a message, isn't it? I always think it's amazing. I always think it's fun. And I can't just pull spirit in. You know what I mean? It's not like I can just yank them from the other side. It doesn't really work like that. It's more on the lines of like if they have something that they want to say, if there's a message that needs to be heard, then it'll happen. In my experience, something, whether it's through cards or spirit or a mixture of all of that stuff, they'll come through and say something. Okay. So, I mean, but it's always my sincere hope that whatever I say makes sense for someone. You know what I mean? It's like I try to be. I mean, it's confusing for me sometimes trying to put into words what I'm seeing. That's why I say I hope that makes sense, because I'm like, I don't know if what I said makes any sense because I don't know who I'm talking to. But yeah. All right, who's next? Oh, I love you, babes. That's my best friend, folks. She's my favorite Leo. Make sure you're hitting the like button, the heart button, all that stuff. Make sure you're reacting, make sure you're sharing, all that stuff. And if you're not following, what are you doing? Make sure you follow me on all the things. You're so very, very welcome. Send in so much hugs. So much hug. Like all the hugs. You've got a gentleman hanging around you who loves you dearly, but is also kind of kicking your ass a little bit. Okay. Older than you. You've been desperate for a new cycle. You've been desperate for it. You're just, I don't know if you're just bored with the life that you've been living. If you're just ready for a glow up, a grow up, a mature up. I don't know what I want to describe it as. Okay. But I feel like you're like stepping into like this new era in your life and it's feeling kind of funky. All right. And if it's feeling funky, it's because you're being pushed outside of your comfort zone for a reason. Okay. And we are Tauruses. And girl, I know the stubbornness runs deep in us and we don't want to move. But you know what? They're literally pushing us to greener pastures. You know what I mean? And you need to. You're so ready to reach a new potential. Not necessarily your highest potential because you still got some growing and glowing and stuff like that to do. Beyond ready, just scared, girl, I'll hold your hand. Okay? I'll be there with you every step of the way. You know I will. All you have to do is just send me a message and be like, I'm freaking out. Okay? All right? If you're worried about your financial security, it's going to be there for you. Okay, you'll be able to find something even before like you land. And I don't know why I want to say you land, but whatever that is. Okay, but you're going to be accomplished. You're going to get everything that you need to. All right, it's going to take some hard work. You may have to work two jobs for a little bit. You may have to work two jobs for a little bit. I don't know if you already are working two jobs for a little bit. All right, but you're ready to take on extra responsibilities. You're ready to take on new responsibilities. And stop. I know it is. The whole new life is scary as all get out, isn't it? It's terrible. It's terrible, but you need to listen to your heart. You need to listen to and go with it. Okay? You I feel like you've expressed your feelings as much as you can with certain people and they're just not getting it. So now you need to distance yourself and kind of just like wipe like that dry erase board clean. You know what I mean? Does that make sense for you? Like I said, I was like, if more than one person hears a message and they're just like, this is literally speaking to me, then take that little sermon. I'm calling them little sermons, I guess, because I've had a few people tell me that, like, that's what I kind of sound like I'm doing sometimes. But it is. It really is. Whole new lives, scary as heck. Making those big decisions, taking the plunge. Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity. But I still think now back to 5 years ago when I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a business. I'm going to come out as a psychic. I'm going to let the world know what I can do. And that's terrifying. I knew, oh, it's terrifying, but you know what? It is, looking back now, is the best decision I ever made for myself. Best decision ever. Literally. It's amazing. And that's amazing, Shauna, that you are putting yourself out there and doing something new. And it is fun and it is scary, but you're learning so much about yourself. You're learning so much about yourself in the process of this. And you're proving to yourself, either mile by mile, minute by minute, day by day, that, like, look, I did it. I did that yesterday. I can do it again today. And then it becomes easier, and then it becomes routine. And then the things that seemed hard at first suddenly aren't so difficult. And then they just become like second nature, and then you realize that you had it in you all along. And if it takes me to kind of screw it out of you, like a stuck cork in a bottle of freaking red wine, then so freaking be it. Just saying. And you know I say it with so much love for you. So I hope that makes sense. All right, who's next? Put birth dates down, please. Just so I know who I'm talking to is over the age of 18. Because if you're not, sorry. Can't do it, but you can totally watch. Yeah, proving the voice is wrong. It's seriously a journey. It is such a journey. Like, overcoming yourself, man, that's That's something. When you overcome not just like what other people say that you can't do, but when you overcome that little voice in your head that says that you can't, when you manage to beat that voice out and prove it wrong, mm, that's a whole like you shed like an old you and you become like a brand new you when you start doing stuff like that. That's like full like level up energy. You know, like you get the little Mario mushroom. Seriously. That's what it is. That's exactly what it's like. Okay. All right. Hmm. Speaking of like transformations, you also are in need of one. All right. You're also in need of one. I feel like that you are ready to kind of abandon the mundane, but you also have this lack of trust that everything is actually going to be okay, because you've got this sense of needing to nurture, needing to take care of, whether you are a mother figure, whether you are just somebody who has to take care of other people and you are the financially responsible one. And there's this sense of panic that if you change everything, everything's going to go horribly, horribly wrong, right? Because if we don't stick to what we know, if it's like, okay, so I've got comfortable, this is stable, feels permanent, this feels like I'm not going anywhere, but at the same time you're just like, oh my god, get me out of this cage. I'm in a cubicle and it's all the same colors and I hate everybody that I work with. I hate everyone that I'm around. I just need to get out of this. But I know that I'm going to get money every single week from this company. And I know that if I just go in and do the work because it's freaking easy, I'm guaranteed to get money. Choices, decisions. Oh my God. But you know what? You've made promises to yourself as a child. I feel like you made a promise to yourself that you were going to do something. Yeah, you coined it your prison. You know what I mean? Okay. Get out of your head. Get out of your head a little bit. Okay. Wherever you're focusing on the negativity, start focusing on the light a little bit more. All right. You've got okay, this is Hearth and Family, Jesus, can't talk. But it says right relations. I feel like you've just got to make the right connections in the industry that you want to work in. Okay, you've got to make the right connections in the industry that you want to work in. All right, if you want to start expanding your artistic talents, if you want to start getting your creativity out there, if you want to start getting your development put out into the world and let it be seen, start talking to people. Okay, you've already put this out into the universe as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, you've got to be honest with yourself. What is it that you want out of life? Okay, what is it that you want? What do you want to accomplish? Who is actually standing in the way of you doing that? And I know that I heard it all collectively in your heads. So what are we going to do about it? Yep. Get out of our heads and stop listening to the negativity and actually take a risk and take a deep breath and actually like let our true selves be seen and do the weird thing and make the big change. You're ready. It's 2025. 2020 was 5 years ago now, okay? It's been 5 years since everything kind of fell apart. What are you doing now? All right. We've already picked ourselves up. We've already dusted ourselves off universally, globally, whatever you want to call it. But now what are we doing? All right. We found our sense of security and our sense of stability again after the world fell apart. But now that we've gotten comfortable again, it's time to get uncomfortable again so that we can get comfortable again. And then in 5, 10 years' time, we can get uncomfortable again. And we'll be right back here doing it all over again. It's so fun. Shauna's like, freaking preach. Like, I'm just, Yeah, but she's like, she's not even talking to me, but she's also talking to me. I mean, you've already done the uncomfortable thing, and let's talk about uncomfortable. You've been through a lot of physical discomfort really recently, too, haven't you? Like a lot. You are so very welcome. I hope that makes sense for you. And if anybody wants to leave a review of what they hear tonight, please do so. You can leave a review on my Facebook page. You can leave one on Google. You can leave one on my website as well. If you scroll down to like where it says like contact me or like leave feedback, please do. I appreciate hearing back from fans and stuff like that. All right, so Shauna. Yeah, I feel like you've had like some physical discomfort, like a lot. I don't. Oh God. Okay. Well, that makes sense. that makes sense. They're like, yeah, like figuratively and like literally, yeah. Like not just like having to go through change. Like you've gone through a lot of change as well, and fibromyalgia too. Jeez, that's terrible. I mean, I deal with a lot of physical pain too. I deal with chronic pain, and it sucks. It sucks majorly. I don't wish chronic pain on anybody, really. I mean, there's a couple that I wish would experience it every now and then, but it's not like I'm wishing death on people, just occasional discomfort. I mean, if I have to live with the discomfort all the time, it's fun. It's like I heard the sarcasm. You were dripping with it. Dripping with it. Absolutely dripping with it. Definitely. All right, let's see. Ooh, I love that. All right, let's go back. Let's just go back to where it says me. There we go. Okay. All right. You yourself have been going through quite a bit of a change. All right. A rebirth, if you will. I feel like a metaphoric, but also a physical one as well. Not just the ankle situation. I don't know if you've had like a complete physical transformation, whether you've completely changed your look, you've lost a bunch of weight, your weight's just changed in general, you've been working out, your physique's changed, whatever it is that's going on with you. I feel like that you've had quite a bit of a transformation yourself. And I also feel like there's like, as you were talking about your girlfriend earlier, I really feel like that this relationship is one that's a divine union. Did I even predict this relationship at one point in time? I don't know if I did, but I feel like I heard them say like, you called this. And I was like, did I? So I'm just going to put that out there. Did I call this relationship at one point in time, or did you come to me, or did your girlfriend come to me and ask about the relationship before it actually happened? I don't know. But anyway, you guys are a great pair. That's a big transformation. Holy cow. Okay. And this relationship has given you a sense, well, both of you. Oh, That's what it is. That's who it is. Okay, gotcha. See, I don't always remember who I'm talking to. I just see names and I just kind of go off. Like half the time, I'm like, I'm off in my own world. And I apologize if I seem like that because I kind of am. It's like I'm a psychic medium talking to dead people and talking to spirit and hearing all these messages while talking to people who are just literally just names and little pictures on my phone. So, there's that. But this relationship has given you a lot of renewal and you've really listened to your heart. This relationship has been one that I feel like you both have been spiritually led by, but it's also with this Hazel, it's very grounding. It's a very grounding relationship where you both try to ground each other. All right. There's also a fiery element in there. So even though you guys are grounded with each other, arguments happen and stuff like that. But no matter what, we've got fire and we've got earth, and no matter what upsets happen there, you guys have this amazing ability to laugh and have fun together. All right. You guys bring about a youthful energy in each other. And that's really beautiful to see in relationships. Even if it was a bit of a rocky start or like it was a bit like awkward, kind of like walking over like loose pebbles at first. It's like it's a little bit not necessarily unstable, but just a little bit rocky at first. You were able to quickly kind of find your feet and your confidence in the relationship as well, which I love for you. Love for you. Shauna's like, it was. Hi, Mike. How are you? Happy belated birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Mike. It was his birthday. Let's shower him with some lovin's. It was unstable. See, not every relationship is like perfect. Every relationship's got its weirdness. Every relationship has its weirdness. It's like if anybody wants like a Romeo and Juliet relationship, maybe you should read the end of that play and see how that ends out. You know what I mean? It was a whirlwind. But you know what? Sometimes those end up being like the best relationships or the most meaningful relationships, the ones that have like the most impact on us. You can have a really short relationship with somebody that is extremely impactful on you in a really positive way or even a really negative way. But you can have really long-term relationships that have absolutely no effect on you at all. Gomez and Morticia is the goal. You know what I mean? And I'm back. And he's back. And he's back. Mike, if you end up going into a deep, dark hole and then end up having to drive all the way to your state, which I don't want to do. I don't want to do that, Mike. But if you end up going into a deep, dark hole of depression, I'm going to have to come out there and I'm going to have to pull you out of it. You didn't miss much. I was just telling people to wish you a happy birthday. That's all you missed, really. Okay. You've just gone through another change, all right? The change of life, but you've just gone through a birthday, all right? We got this death card, all right, which is like the new beginning. Oh, come on, seriously, all right? But I don't want you to be focusing on the negatives that also surround your birthday, and I'm not gonna like air that out publicly, but. You're not going to have to fake one. All right. But you have I do feel sadness. I do feel grief around you. And I also feel a little bit of anger there as well, that the situation is not ideal. Okay. Um, you don't mind? All right. Well, I mean, sharing your birthday with the passing of your parent sucks majorly. It's hard to, it may be hard to focus on all the amazing stuff when there's that not great memory attached to that, and that sucks. You are such a determined man, though. You've been determined since freaking day one. She calls you her little soldier anyways. You may not recognize your power and strength as much as other people do, sir. You've been through a lot, all right? And you've gone through transformation after transformation after challenge after challenge after challenge, and you've been the one to keep everybody under your wing. The word is stubborn. Listen, I like you too much to just sit there and call you names. All right? Okay? All right. If you have been feeling trapped or like you have a little bit of a lack of fulfillment in your life presently, sir, all right, or if you're just feeling like you're kind of stuck in, it's like the sun's not exactly shining, but it's not exactly dark yet kind of phase, you know what I mean? It's like you're just kind of like living in like this kind of the in between, all right? It's time for you to maybe change up your routine a little bit, maybe add a new hobby into your world, um, get a new project, get a new responsibility, something along those lines, so that you can find a new balance in your life. All right. It's like the shoes that you've been walking with for so long on this journey or on this road, they're getting really worn down and flat. You need to change your path, you need to change your shoes. Because what you're doing day after day after day, while what you do is wonderful, like you are an amazing dad, you do what you can. And I know that you just said, I'm not the best father. It's fine. All right. It is what it is. You do what you can with what you have. All right. And you have security for the rest of your life. So instead of worrying about security for the rest of your life, maybe go on a different journey with this chariot card. Maybe go after a different ambition, or change your ambitions, or expand your ambitions. You also need to take care of your own emotional needs as well. I know that you see the beauty and tragedy in life. Um, and you really try to have a kind word for as many people as possible. But there are some things that you need to maybe like not necessarily let go of, but put in different departments in your life. Stop bugging your house. I'm not bugging your house. I'm not a fly on your wall. But if it feels like I'm bugging your house, or if I'm saying stuff that you've been saying to people recently, then maybe either A, I'm psychic, or B, I'm psychic. Because I'm not in your house, sir. You know that. I'm pretty sure you would know if I was in your house. Pretty sure you'd be aware. I knew exactly what you said. Did I? Did I? Hmm. Hmm. Destin. Dude. My dude. I just heard you're not cut from the same cloth. You do what you can with what you have, all right? If you want to talk, you can always message me. You know you can. Not like we're strangers. You may live a freaking 1,000 miles away, but you can always send me a message. You just seen your dad today. You're not cut from the same cloth, okay? You're not. I just want to say that real quick before I get into your reading. I just want to kind of scroll up a little bit. No parent is the best parent. No parent is. No parents are perfect. Every parent makes mistakes. Every parent falls short. Whether it's with one kid, all kids, they try harder with one than the other. It's like it also depends on what stage in life you become a parent as well. And it's like at different stages in your life, you're different people. You know, even as adults, we still change. And we're supposed to. We're supposed to change, folks. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to learn stuff like that. And it's like if you admit that you're wrong and you admit that you make mistakes, then that's more than what most people do. Please do, Dustin, but let me pull some cards for you too. Get off the carousel. Get off the merry-go-round, Dustin. Oh my God, someone's like literally trying to tell you, get off the ride. I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure you know what that means. Because they're like, he knows what that means. Destin. You get your own place again this year, dude. Like you're gonna get that goal. All right. This spark of inspiration that you have had, these new goals, these new it's like you're doing things now so that you have a better future. All right. It's like you've made this decision and you're like, no, I'm going to have a secure future if I do this. This is going to be great. And you've come to a sense of peace and understanding with this. It's going to take some focus on your end. But this isn't really like an impulsive decision. I don't feel like. I feel like that you've actually taken the time, whether you've talking to other, are they talking? That's not a word. Jesus Christ. Whether you've spoken to other people about this decision, whether it's like a counselor or an advisor, it's not me, but like somebody else, and you're just like, what do I need to know about this? Like, what can I do to better my future? What's going to give me a secure thing? This is good for you. All right. In the meantime, sir, you need to avoid extremes in any and every freaking direction. I say that with love, but you need to stop fucking around and find it out. Okay. All right. You're going to be busy this year. You're going to be productive. All right. But if you fuck around and find out, you could end up losing this. I don't want that for you. I do not want that for you. All right. You're going to have to take action. You're gonna have to like dedicate yourself. Like you got to be devout about this change for yourself. Page of Swords is all about your thirst for knowledge. So going back to school, getting an education, learning some really cool stuff. All right, this is a time of innovation for you, and you're gonna have your nose in the freaking books. King of Wands comes out, and this is you being confident in your abilities. Do not look at your genetic past and go, that's my future, because it's not. Okay. I know I bring this story up a lot to a lot of people. but it's a really good analogy for making decisions in life based on what we've seen other people do in our past. There is a father, he is an alcoholic, and he has two sons. One son is raises up and becomes an alcoholic. The other one grows up and is not an alcoholic. And then when somebody asks both the sons, why are you an alcoholic? And he says, it's because that's what I saw my father do. And then when they ask the other one, why are you not an alcoholic? And he says, it's because it's what I saw my father do. You make a choice in life, and you can either choose to follow in people's footsteps, or you can choose to go a completely different path. And you've been listening to your own inner voice. You've been listening to yourself, and you're going towards a really big period of growth, Dustin. All right. And you're going to end up finding a place where you can come home. You can relax, you can chill, you can have your community over, and you are at peace with it. But in order to get that, this Ace of Pentacles is telling you that you've got to be diligent. You've got to keep your standards up. All right. You've got to keep your skill development going and practice that. All right. You've got this sense of mastery ahead of you, and you're going to get it. But you're going to have to put, like, like the horse blinders that they put on the horse to stop them from being spooked by things on the side. Okay. You got to put these blinders on so that you can focus on literally the goal that's in front of you and not be distracted by everything else and all the other sparkly, shiny things on either side of you. You've got this goal in front of you that's going to give you the strength and security that you need in the future. But you got to put those blinders on, dude. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does. Let me know if it does. This has been a fun night so far. How's everyone else's New Year's going? I know it's been chaotic. Shauna has a question. Go for it, babe. Yes, it is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done, but my dude, seriously, you are going to be so fucking proud of yourself at the end, and I'm going to be so fucking proud of you, and I can go back and you can be like, you said I was going to do it, and I'll be like, I said you were going to do it, and then you can give me a big old hug, and I will be so effing proud of you. I will come to your graduation. Tell me when it is. I will come to your graduation. And I will throw back a drink with you afterwards, okay? Right? And I love you too, so. If I book a session with you, is it possible to reach past loved ones? Is there a chance that they won't come through? So, yeah, it's like a double-sided question. I guess with one question, there comes the chance of both of those things happening. So, okay. You ever had some of those tumultuous relationships where at the end of it, you're just like, I don't care if I never hear from them again? Sometimes that kind of continues on in the other life where there's trauma, unfinished business. Sometimes spirit doesn't come through. Sometimes spirit freaking fights to come through. Like, I've done readings. I remember somebody where I'm like, you've got people lining up like double file. You know what I mean? Like two lines of people. Like one side is friends, one side is family, and they want to get through as many people as they possibly can. And then I've had sessions where only one person has come through, and it was like a friend of theirs that had passed away like semi recently, and like their family members didn't come through. So it really depends on what spirit has to say. I've got to say, I've never really been let down by them. I really haven't. I really haven't been let down by them. Sometimes spirit wants to come through in a more private session. Sometimes they're like, I want to come through publicly. I want to be on TV. I want to have 15 minutes of fame because I never got to have it while I was living. So this is my chance to shine. And then they come through me. Sometimes they do it that way, you know what I mean? And that's kind of fun because kind of I feel like they're showing off a little bit. It's like it's not me that's showing off, they're showing off. I'm just like kind of relaying the message there a little bit. Which I'm absolutely honored and blessed that I have that ability to do that, and I have the ability to see for other people, and I have the ability to connect. Like it's profound for me, and sometimes I'll be honest, it's overwhelming at times. Like I've cried with clients, I've cried on live streams. I cried recently. It can be overwhelming even for me being able to connect. But 9.9 times out of 10, spirit's going to come through and tell me something and relay a message to you, and give you words of comfort, give you words of wisdom, give you words of guidance, give you validation, and give you proof that it is them. As you guys saw earlier, with somebody's nephew who came through that passed away in a motorcycle accident. I've never connected with him before, I don't think. If I have, I don't remember it, unfortunately. And weirdly, most of the time after I've done mediumship, I don't remember what I've said. I don't remember what I connected to or who I connected with. Most of it just floats away because that message wasn't for me. And so sometimes I write little notes down, so I do remember some really cool, fun points. But for most of the time, I don't remember most of the readings that I do, which is kind of unfortunate because I really wish I had a photographic memory sometimes so I could remember what I said to people. Because whenever they come back and they're like, "What you said actually started happening, and you said this was going to change, and it did," and I'm like, "I don't remember saying that, but I'm so glad it did. I'm so glad those things changed for you." You know, it's those little things that I love that those things happen for people. So it is nice when people come back and tell me that the reading was accurate, not just on here and just saying, yes, thank you. But when people come back, not that I'm asking for this, but when people come back to me and tell me how much the reading meant to them or how much they connected with the message that came through or whatever, I love knowing that what I'm connecting to through spirit is valid, it's real, and it's not just real for me, it's real for you guys too. Because you guys are just sitting on your couch or in your bed in your PJs with, you know, your feet up on the recliner, eating a snack and drinking some tea and chilling out. And I'm just here connecting with your friends, family, and loved ones and spirit guides, asking them for advice on your behalf. So yeah, but it's an absolute blessing to be able to do this, guys, to do this for you guys. It's really fun. It really is. I love being able to do this. I really do. Before I get choked up about it, I love doing what I do. It's amazing. Never in a million years did I ever think, when I grow up, I want to be a psychic. Spirit's like, when you grow up, you're going to be a psychic. I was like, yay. But if anybody else has a question, I probably got about maybe another 10 minutes left in here. Yeah, I was like, this seems really familiar. I was like, sometimes I get like this like weird deja vu moment with readings, and then someone's like, yeah, you read for me like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, and then I'm like, oh wow, that's amazing. So yeah, so sometimes I get like a weird deja vu moment, but I don't remember what I said. Alrighty, let's take a look. Do you want to know anything in particular? Any specific region of your life and world you want me to take a look into? I do feel a heavy heart around you a little bit, or you've got a briefcase of grief around you a little bit. It was awesome you listened to it, did you? If you ever find it, you'll have to send it back to me because I don't remember. I've done quite a few live streams and shows, so I don't always remember. All right. Oh, yeah. So we've got like this basket, this briefcase of grief, and it's like you don't necessarily want to unpack what's in the briefcase because it's very messy and it's unorganized. And I even feel like that there's stuff that kind of spills out from that briefcase that you carry around and it's spilling out into your day-to-day life. That briefcase needs to be addressed. We've got like, I don't know if it's a maternal wound that's there that needs to be looked at, or there's maternal trauma in there as well that needs to be looked at. Let me know if that kind of resonates with you, because we've got like these judgments and then emotions. I'm feeling like you're trying to balance judgment and emotion, and it's becoming really difficult. Like there's extra weights being put on both sides, and it's becoming difficult for you to kind of maybe address that or look into that. So I would hope that you were able to work through some of that anxiety, whether you have, I don't know if it's like walking nightmares, like flashbacks or trauma or something along those lines, or you've got like this existential fear, worry, dread that just you kind of carry around with you, which sucks majorly. I see PTSD, so I know what that feels like to have that just kind of lingering around all the time. And it kind of plagues us with like not just worry, but a lot of insecurity. And I feel like that you've been wanting change, but not necessarily wanting to do the reflection to get to the point where you do make a change. Does that make sense? Let me know if it does. You can just say yes or no, and that's fine. I do feel like that while you try to keep your life busy so that you don't have to deal with this little briefcase here, you are at some point going to have to take action because it's going to become too much for you to carry. So you're most likely going to end up wanting to either go to a rage room and let out all of your anger and rage and frustration, because I feel like screaming into a pillow really isn't just going to cut it. You know what I mean? You need to scream into a pillow with like razor blades, because those razor blades are going to be able to cut through all of that grief that I feel like it's calcifying you in a way, or at least what I can see is that these issues that you have had, all right, and I feel like they're being relatively vague for obvious reasons. Okay. And no, it's fine. You can just say like yes and just leave it at that. But yes, the trauma, we'll just call it trauma because that's just kind of what it is. Grief in itself is trauma, and grief comes in many shapes, forms, colors, scents, colors, textures, all that stuff. You know what I mean? There's no one size fits all kind of thing. But the longer we carry that around and the more that we ignore it, it's kind of like plaque on our teeth. If we don't brush it off, it's going to become calculus, and it's going to become that sticky, hard stuff that sticks on our teeth. And then we have to go to the dentist or the therapist or whatever to get it off. and it sucks, right? So the more that even if you unpack one letter at a time or one little memory at a time and come to terms with it, process it, whatever it is, you'll have one less thing to carry in that suitcase. And it may take you 7 years, or I don't know if 7 years is significant for you, if it's been 7 years since someone's passing. If you've already been on this journey for 7 years, I'm not quite sure what 7 years means for you. But this journey that you were going to be going on, or when you were ready to start unpacking that, and you already know the code to unlock this briefcase. So don't make excuses like, I don't know how to unlock it, because you damn well do. And I'm saying that with love. Okay. I say that with love, but you know how to unpack that briefcase. All right. And you know what you need to do to start organizing it. It's just crappy that you're going to have to go through it. All right. And you're going to feel drained, but at the same time, you're going to feel so much better in the long run once you go through that process. Okay. So I feel like Spirit's really kind of encouraging you to maybe take this year to work on trauma healing, working on getting to know yourself personally a little bit, and trying to not necessarily undo, because you can't undo what's been done, but try to work on healing things that have happened to you, and things that are still kind of lingering in your life right now that's not beneficial to you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you, friend. Hope that makes sense for you. Hello, Miss Carlson. How are you? You're very, 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 very welcome. And I should be coming on here around this time next week as well. I'm really making a really go for effort to try and do lives more often. And I know that like TikTok's going through its thing as well, which is why I like never really went and did lives on TikTok, because there was just so many people on there, and it was just chaos. It was just pure chaos trying to weed myself through all of those psychic readers, and I'm going to use that term loosely because not all of them are on those on TikTok there. So that's why I just kind of stuck to what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing now, and that's what I will continue to do, I think. And if anybody wants to send a tip to donate and say thank you, you can find me on PayPal under the Pendulums Path. You can find me on Cash App under the Pendulums Path. You can find me on Venmo under that as well, or under my name. Or you can just send me a message and ask me. I'll send you links. Because I've seen a couple of people send me a message already. They're like, how can I tip you? Normally I put my little links up, but I forgot to do that tonight. Whoops. Anything for you in love? It's almost like I feel like the cart that you've been pulling when it comes to love keeps falling over, and it's like all the hay keeps falling out. All right, we've got competition in your love life. All right, you're not going crazy. This conflict, like this feeling of being defeated, or just feeling like whoever's stirring the pot in your love life, or wherever the hostile environment is, you gotta move on from that. You gotta move on from that. All right, you've got a new start coming, or at least you need a new start. You need. I also feel like you need to kind of improvise a new start or a new life a little bit. You may be weighing your options, like I don't know what I need to do or if I should do it. You may be feeling like there's a little bit of risk involved there as well. You'll be able to keep your stability. You're not gonna like fall apart. You may feel like the relationship that you have right now is stable, but I do feel, or I do see, at least energies around you have been rather strict and not conducive to your happiness, and it's not very supportive, and it's not really worth celebrating. So I mean, relationships themselves are hard work, that I feel like that the relationship, or at least like your love life in general right now, is more of a burden than anything. And you deserve someone, or at least you deserve marriage that's going to bring joy and success and vitality to your life, not one that's going to make you feel like that you're in a crisis all the time. you know, because if you're constantly in crisis mode, sorry, I got to plug in my computer there. If you're constantly in crisis mode, you know, you're not going to be well. It's not going to be good for you. You're going to. It's almost like I know it's really hard to leave abusive relationships. I speak from firsthand experience. All right, I speak from somebody who comes from being abused, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, you name it. I've lived through it. And it sucks. And is it easy to leave? No, it's not. And when people say, well, why don't you just leave? Try it, live it, try it, try it. Because right when things start getting bad, all of a sudden we have one good day and we're like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. I forgive all the bad things because we had one good day. Hindsight is freaking 2020 when we take off those rose-colored glasses at the end. My God. All right. You've got to take your plan and turn it into action. All right. I feel like that you've already come to a sense of peace with your decision to like not be involved in your environment anymore. You know, you just need to like turn your plan into process and then turn that process into progress. So I hope that makes sense for you. Hope that makes sense for you. I don't know if it does. All right, I think we're going to close out with Miss Carlson. Do you want any particular area of your life, Sonia? If you're still in here. If not, then I'll just read for what I've got in front of me. Love life. Yeah, you've got a bit of a mischief maker in your life as well, or at least you've had mischief in your life. You're ready for. God, I mean, a lot of people I feel like are going through a lot of changes. Like I know this sucks, but a lot of people are having. Oh my God, really? Are you serious? We have a scammer in here. Oh, sorry guys. Hang on. Block user. Sorry about that, guys. They're super icky, super gross. Don't like those. Sorry. How many bets do we want to start making now? How many scammer copycat pages am I going to have on my page after this? I think already this year I've had six people make copycat pages of my page and try to make friend requests and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't even make friend requests because I have a business page, not a personal page. So if anybody sends you a friend request from the Pendulums Path, it's not me, okay? If anybody sends you saying, like, please like and follow my page and it says the Pendulums Path, it's not me. I don't send out DMs, all right? I promise. Like, it's not me. I have people message me privately who are friends with me, and they're like, just so you know, you got a copycat. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Another one? Like, oh, why are they so gross? Oh, anyways, Okay, Sonia, where were we? Okay. All right. So you are ready, or at least I feel like that you've been hit with like this lightning bolt, whether that is like physically or figuratively. All right. And you are maybe stuck between the decision of do I stay, do I go, do I need to go, do I need to stay, things like that. All right, you need to love yourself more than you've ever loved yourself before. If you have been asking for a sign to change, this is it, this is it, this is it, this is it. All right, this is your sign. All right. um if anyone's causing mischief in your life, it needs to be you. You are ready to maybe burn things down to the ground. Not literally, don't burn things down to the ground. And for anybody who's living on the West Coast and you guys are in the fires, I am so sorry for what you guys are going through. That's absolutely terrible. But you're ready for a transformation yourself, friend. All right. You got some sacrifices that you know you were going to have to make, and it sucks. But you know what? Everything that you let go of or everything that you leave behind, you're going to be able to get back tenfold. So don't stress it. All right. You've got this inexhaustible supply. I literally just kind of said that, didn't I? Right? I literally just said that. I was like, anything that you leave behind, you're going to be able to get back tenfold. You've got this inexhaustible supply of energy in front of you. You are a warrior. You need to start polishing your armor. All right. You're going to have safe passage on your exit or on your way out or on your journey forward. I mean, look at that woman. She's like looking behind her, like, nah, 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 nah. That horse is going forward. All right. You've got your well-being to look forward to. You've got your well-being to look after. You know, you've got to take care of yourself, and you're going to. All right. You'll get your sense of joy back. You'll get your sense of laughter back. All right. Um, you've also got a lot of like warrior animal energy around you as well. They don't do like a lot of like animal readings where like you've got like animal spirit guides around you. I myself have got bears around me. I've got a lot of bear energy. I've been told that by multiple readers, and I know that I do. Um, I feel like you need to kind of call upon like a grizzly bear kind of energy. Like you need to be big, you need to be kind of scary, and you need to kind of like let your war go. All right, don't be a rabbit, be a bear. Even if you feel like a rabbit, pretend to be a bear. Okay, you might need to pretend to be a bear before you start believing that you are in fact a bear. Fake it till you make it kind of thing. All right. Um, may feel like you're gonna have to pee your pants in the process because it's scary, but you'll be so much happier on the other side. People got some sacrifices to make this year, guys. In order to find happiness, this is the year where we start letting go of a lot of things that aren't serving us, whether it's relationships, properties, items, people, what the frick ever. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. We're doing a lot of letting go. All right. And some of it's coming in the form of death, which is unfortunate. And people losing loved ones, like there's big relationship changes that are happening there. And I've already started seeing that, unfortunately, which really sucks. But as we let go of like negative relationships and negative patterns, we're really changing the course so that next year it starts all over again, and we've got a brand new new life all waiting for us. So on that note, I'm going to love and leave you guys. It's been great hanging out with you for the whole hour and a half that I've been on here. Shauna, if you send me a little message, I'll send you a link to my page so you know exactly where I'm at. You're back. No more tears. I'm glad. I hate to break it to you. I'm just going to bounce off of here. I've been on here for about an hour and a half. Normally, I only come on here for about an hour, but the audience was a little bit larger. You guys were a bit more interactive tonight, which was great. I'm going to set up another live stream probably for next week. I'm not sure if we're going to do it on like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not quite sure yet, but keep an eye out on my sites for live streams. Who knows? I may pop on and do like a random unannounced live stream, and those are always fun. But I might do that like in the middle of the day, like when the kids are at school and the moms are at home going, I'm bored. There's nothing on TV. You know what I mean? Especially with these snow days that we've been having on like the East Coast. Man, we've been on 2 hour delays like every day this week. If it's not a snow day, then it's that. So that's good. Fun times. Awesome. I'm sure the kids are just like, are we going to school today? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out in the morning at 6 a.m. when they finally decide to tell us or not. Anyways, thanks guys for hanging out with me tonight. It's been absolutely awesome. Thanks for letting me connect with your loved ones too. It's been absolutely awesome. Thanks so much. You're practicing on being a bear. Yeah, it is hard. It is really hard to be a bear, especially when we feel like we're like the little field mouse, because other people have made us feel like we're a little field mouse. You've got tenacity in you. We'll get it out of you. All right, we'll get it out of you. All right, but practice on being a bear. All right. But thanks guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me connect with you, your guides, your loved ones in spirit. Thanks for letting me see a little bit into your lives. I'll ask spirit to go ahead and take their step back and thank them very graciously for hanging out with us this evening, because without them, we wouldn't have me. And I wouldn't be here doing a thing if it weren't for them. So, give it up for them. Round of applause and all that stuff. I will see you guys next week. I've got a few orders to package up to go out this week or next week, whatever, this week. I don't even know what day it is. I've got a few orders to package up. So if anybody wants to order anything, whether it's a scrub, a balm, some bracelets, some jewelry, whatever it is, put your orders in now so I can get them out before Saturday if you want them. So then you can get them by the beginning of next week, hopefully, if the weather allows it. Alrighty. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye.